Good morning, YouTubers. It is Sunday, July 28th, 2019, and these are your morning announcements. We are on our way to work. Big surprise there. And we just have to do some cleaning today and set up one small event, which...
people.
Yeah, it's for church people, and we've got most of that set up already, so that shouldn't take too much time. Poor Mr. Hug has to go in for a colonoscopy tomorrow, so he can't eat anything today.
That's kind of a shame.
I don't know what... I don't know. I feel so bad for you, Mr. Hug. I think I'm going to eat in my bedroom. Eat in the bedroom today so that you don't have to see me eating. I'll hide from you.
That's nice.
So this morning, I thought, I'm up early, I'll do a little bit of light reading, so I decided to start reading up on epigenetics, which is a fascinating field of study concerning genetics. And I encourage everyone to look into it because it's very, very exciting. It's a very exciting frontier in genetics. You have to know a little bit about DNA before you go into it, so you might want to familiarize yourself a little bit with DNA before you start reading up on epigenetics. But in a nutshell, okay, you have your nuclear DNA, which you inherit from both your parents. And the nuclear DNA basically rolls out the information that makes you who you are physically. You know, your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, and, you know, all that stuff. Okay? Then you have mitochondrial DNA, which you only inherit from your mother. It's only one chromosome, and it basically... it governs your metabolic activity, you know, the metabolics of your body. Epigenetics is the study of how a particular gene is expressed in you. And it's fascinating because your DNA, if you have a set of twins, okay, and they're identical twins, their DNA is going to look the same from twin to twin. But we all know that when you have twins, they aren't, even if they look exactly alike, they're two completely separate people. Well, why is that? Well, epigenetics is different from person to person because there are different chemical caps that are put on to each of the strands in your DNA that can actually influence how that gene is expressed in you. And your identical twin might not have the same chemical caps on their DNA as you do. So certain things may come out expressed a little bit differently. And a lot of it has to do with like physically how your body is going to react to that chemical cap, but they're also looking at how that can also affect your behavior, the traits that you have in you, different things like your temperament or your intellectual curiosity or your proneness to be interested in certain things. That's all part of your genetics. So something that your great-great-great-grandfather did and was interested in might actually have an effect on you through epigenetics. Does that make sense? Isn't that interesting? Well, Mr. Hug, your love for doing things with like projects, there's a good chance, I mean, now your father's influence on you in that, is clear, correct? But there's a chance that even if you would have never met your dad, you would have still had that desire to build projects, to work with wood and build things because of epigenetics. And like I grew up hearing all the time, "Oh, Rachel, you've got a temper just like your great-grandfather." Well, I never even met my great-grandfather, okay? He was dead long before I was born. But I got told this all the time, and I thought, well, as I got older anyways, I thought to myself, well, I couldn't have inherited his temper, you know. I got my genes from both my mom and my dad, and my mitochondrial DNA comes from my mother, so how does this all work? And that's really that question is what really got me started into looking at, well, genetically, why am I the way that I am? And that's how I discovered epigenetics. And now I'm really fascinated. Now I got to know everything about it. I have to I want to know about not just the contemporary studies that are being done on it, but some of the fringe stuff too. Because I really think that we're onto something here with epigenetics. And they even think too that, like, let's say breast cancer, for instance. You might not get breast cancer, even if your grandmother and mother had it. But if your great-great-grandmother had it, you might get it. That chemical cap might have not gone on for your grandma, not gone on for your mom, but it might go on for you. So it shows how epigenetics shows how generational gaps do not negate particular traits in you, which I think is just scary. Scary, but also fascinating. So that's what I was reading about today. I know it's craziness, but check it out if you're interested in that kind of thing. I thought it was neat. And now I'm ready to start my day. Now I don't need to think anymore today. I can just go on autopilot now for the rest of the day. And I guess, I like to do a daily shout out to a channel whenever I can. And I guess I want to shout out a guy who I've been watching on YouTube almost since the day I started on YouTube. I think I subscribed to his channel. His was one of the first channels that I really became fascinated with, and his name is Styx Hexenhammer. And later on when I get home, I'll put a link to his channel down in the description. So check back later if you are interested in this. But I like him. He's a libertarian. And that's my philosophy. That's my political philosophy. So, a lot of what he says, really stands out for me, He's also a little, off twist here, is he's an expert in the occult and an expert in world religions. So he does talks on the occult, which I find fascinating, especially when he deals with ancient belief systems. I find the ancient belief systems fascinating. I guess I like to think of it as this is what our ancestors believed, and I feel like I need to know what they believed to honor them, if that makes sense. So I really enjoy his channel. He's an author. He's written several publications on various spiritual belief systems, and I own a few of them myself. I think they're great. He's very articulate. He's funny. He uses some colorful language occasionally, so it's not something that you maybe want to watch around your children or at work. But he's a fascinating super genius, and I just love his stuff. And he just got married, and I'm so happy for him. Oh, he married this beautiful girl from Amsterdam. I think she's from Amsterdam. I'm not sure. But, oh, yeah, I'm so happy for him. I really am. So, all right, guys, that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is the lovely and talented Richard Hug. I am the lovely and talented Rachel Hug. We love you guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.